All right, divine friends, it is Saturday, so y'all know what that means. It's time for us to get into our reading of Anubis, Ancient Egypt's Lord of Death and Protection by Charlie Lawson. And you guys, by now, y'all know I love this book. Now we are getting into chapter 3, which is Lord of Death and Transformation. All right, and we are diving into this section that is Kente Omentu. And I might butcher some words in this section, y'all. I do apologize. All right, so let's dive in. But Anubis was not the only Egyptian deity associated with death. As we have seen, Osiris also played an important role in the underworld, as did another deity named Kente Omentu, whose name means foremost of the Westerners. It is widely accepted among Egyptologist scholars and the majority of Kemetic practitioners that Kente Amentu was originally a separate deity from both Anubis and Osiris. Later, however, his name became associated with Anubis, perhaps as an aspect of him, and a loose connection was established between the two deities. It is also possible that the name Kente Amentu was used as a title for Anubis and may have been used to refer to Osiris as well. Today, the name is widely used as an epithet associated with Anubis, primarily because its meaning is closely tied to death. Kente Amentu was associated with the necropolis, particularly at Abydos. He was often portrayed as a mummified man wearing the crown of Egypt. Other depictions showed him as a jackal-headed humanoid, similar to Anubis. All right, and I'm going to show the depiction to you guys right here. Okay. Now, his worship originated in Abydos, but as Osiris's popularity grew, Kente Amentu seemed to fade in importance and eventually merged with Osiris and Anubis. Anubis continued to be worshipped at Abydos in the same role as Kente Amentu. The name for most of the Westerners may sound a bit odd, perhaps due to the translation, but it can convey a number of meanings. It may refer to the dead themselves, since Egyptians believed that the sun died in the west each day and was reborn in the east. The association with death may be the intended meaning of the term Westerners, referring to those whose time on earth had passed, and the title was thus reserved for the god of the dead. Another possible interpretation lies in the fact that the entrance to the underworld was thought to lie in the west. Again, perhaps because the west was associated with the dead. The deceased had to pass through the west as did the sun to enter the land of the dead. In light of this, it makes sense to call Anubis Kente Amentu, or Lord of Death, because his associations with death were so important, and there were many necropoli and catacombs dedicated to him. His likeness was carved onto the walls of many tombs and painted upon countless coffins. Statues of him were placed in the tombs along with the deceased because he was their staunch guardian and defender. His image served to protect them from any person or entity who wished to harm them. He also served as a guide to ensure that upon reawakening, the deceased could find their way to the happy, peaceful afterlife. All right, you guys. Now, next week, we are getting into death and transformation. I hope you guys enjoyed this and that you guys all learned something. If you have anything that you would like to leave that is awesome and spectacular about Anubis, about the great Anpu, please leave those statements in the comments and I would love to talk to you guys. And other than that, everyone have a great day and I will see you next week.